Welcome to Padel Smash Academy.
And we are all things paddle. Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting and delightful episode of Padel Smash Academy. Today we're so excited because we have someone who's been with us before, but he's been with us before as a paddle player. The world famous and magical and mystical Peter Alonso. But today we're gonna be talking with Peter about his, not as a paddle player, but as an entrepreneur. He's been an entrepreneur for many years, working with many different companies. And please, let's welcome Peter Alonso. Welcome to the channel again.
Thank you so much. Really happy to be here with you again.
So let me ask you one thing. Very exciting when I found out that you work for a paddle courts manufacturing company.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
What's the name, and if you can tell us a little bit about the history?
Yeah. Well, the name is Portico. I'm a really believer of how to grow this sport. The first thing that we need is courts. Okay. So in these times, I've been reaching out or looking forward something special to work with. And Portico has everything, and right now we made like an engagement, me and my business partner, to start growing up the Portico in US.
So what is that? Can you explain a little bit more about that company and how you got involved in it, and what is your responsibilities there?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, I've been talking with a lot of different companies. I've been in this industry for many years. So I see a big difference between there are like some good manufacturer courts that they are like 2 or 3 steps over than other ones. So I really believe that a good paddle court is going to be really important for everyone, for the one that looks, for the one that practice, and for the one, because there is something that is really important when you start making courts. One is the durability. So to make that durability, you need a really good materials. So with good materials, you can make that durability. There is another thing that when it's really good is how you see the court, okay? So maybe can be a little bit more like minimalist, no? To see that is like special. So of course, afterwards is going to be really important also a turf. But for me, the main thing in a court is going to be the structure and what materials do you use to make that.
Now, you probably could have worked with any court manufacturer, and so you're saying you went with this company based on the quality of the courts. And so how did you determine that? And why don't you talk a little bit more about the quality and what they're made of and where they're manufactured?
Okay, one of the reasons that I choose them is because I started in my trips in Spain going to look the company where they are based right now in Mérida in Extremadura, in Spain. So I was looking how they make everything, every process and all this stuff. And they were really prepared for the next years. They just made a big fabric. Okay, I think it's 2,500 square meters. A lot of the things with kind of robots. There is not only the stuff of the glass, that the glass is great. It's also, for example, the metallic structure. It's really important. There is something special also that is called the galvanize. Mm-hmm. Okay, that kind of thing that you have in the metal that is going to allow you. It's going to make the difference of the durability of the years.
Definitely. Now, do you see that standard in most of these companies, or do you see that not standard?
Well, you have different type of structures. I see problems, for example, in an indoor place, a complete indoor place, a court is not going to suffer. Right. Because you don't have wind, you don't have sun, you don't have
the rain.
The rain. But here, for example, and here in this location, Miami, outside you have a lot of wind in so many months. You have sun. You are so close to the beach, so you have the salt.
The salt water, yes. And
So
air.
this makes that the metal structures, or you have a really good galvanized, or the oxide starts
it's gonna oxidize.
going up.
It's gonna oxidize.
And you
very
can
quickly.
see this. You can see in a lot of courts here. So that is one of the things that I feel is a really good court.
So all the courts are galvanized, or can you choose? As if I have indoor court, I just want it to be, painted. I don't need the galvanization, because obviously that costs more, correct?
Yeah, it costs a little bit more, but I mean, there are courts that, for example, I've seen a lot of Chinese courts that if you see the how they have the metal
structure.
Yeah.
You see or you feel that it's only like one paint over.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, maybe in an indoor place can work before the oxide goes out. It's going to be in a time is going to appear that oxide.
Yeah.
Right.
The thing is that same court outdoor in a place like here or Panama or wherever that I've seen problems that
It won't last. It won't
and
last.
3 months after
last.
you put the court.
Yeah.
I can tell you that, I've seen some Chinese manufacturer courts here, and within 6 months, they're getting rusted and all that. So for all our viewers and listeners, please stay away from the Chinese paddle courts. You're paying less in the beginning, but you're going to end up paying more at the end, because it's going to get rusted so quickly. And going back to what Peter is saying, the looks are very, very important.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one thing. So how long is the durability of a court in years before you do anything?
For us, it's going to be, if it's a good court, it's going to be almost all your life. So the durability, if it's if the engage, it's how do you say?
The use?
Si está bien puesta.
Yeah,
Está,
if it's well constructed,
Put together, right?
Put together.
If it's all put together, well done with good materials, it's a court that is going to be all your life.
Without doing anything.
Just have to maintain it. Just maintain
exactly.
it, right?
With a good maintenance, for sure, you're going to be changing maybe the turf.
Right.
Okay, because not in 30 years, the turf, of course, is going to be...
Do you know how long does the turf has to be changed? Is it? I heard 5 years, 3 years, or it depends on the usage.
For me, the first thing, it depends of how many hours do you use it, because it's not the same. 10 years, if you use it two days per week, then every day 10 hours.
Yeah.
So the durability is going to be depending how much time do you spend on the court, inside the court. And the other thing, of course, the material is not the same one turf than another. So I've seen turf after 3 months that you say, I need to change it again because the quality is not, it's really poor.
I assume
quality.
I assume the weather as well, outdoor, indoor.
Of
right?
course. And it's the same. The turf also is going to suffer depending if it's outdoor or indoor. Everything change. Yeah.
So now, do they manufacture the courts there in Spain?
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. They still manufacture all the courts in Spain. Now we have a structure here in US. We have our own warehouse. We have our own warehouse with a company that is taking care about everything. Okay.
Distribution and
exactly. They take the material, they put it inside, then to make the new facility. Imagine in Texas. They take care about that. We have our own guys working on building exactly.
Now you're saying that your warehouse has a stock of courts there.
Exactly.
So when somebody calls and orders a court, they're going to be able to get it a lot quicker. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. That's the reason why we have the warehouse here. We always have between 15 and 20 courts inside our warehouse. Right. So we are going to be faster than others.
Right. So this is amazing. This is telling me that you guys are getting prepared for paddle to really explode here in the U.S. If they're willing to invest in a warehouse here and have these paddle courts there. So you guys are preparing, I'm assuming.
Of course, one of the reasons the fabric changed with the new fabric is because they are prepared for the next year's coming, and I'm a really believer that in 2-3 years, the first country, our first country selling courts is going to be US. I'm absolutely sure.
Wow. Yeah, I think we all do. So I believe, I'm not sure, maybe you guys might be the first or the second company. I think Padel Galleys also has a warehouse here, but you probably are the second company that you are smart enough to have a warehouse here with courts so you can ship and handle the whole setup much faster.
So that's a good point. And in most warehouses, they may have 1 or 2 there.
Yeah.
So if you're ordering 6, you still have to wait for a certain amount. On average, how many courts are you going to have available, do you think, in your warehouse?
How many courts are available in our warehouse?
Yeah,
we are always
on average.
We are always going to have more or less 10-15 courts.
Wow.
in our warehouse. Always.
Wow. One of the major challenges here also, besides people waiting for the court 6 to 8 weeks and all that, it's bringing people from Spain to build the courts. You guys have a solution for that?
Exactly. Now we have our own. We have a company that start working with us. Okay, they just made the first one, and so with our team in Spain, that build team came and prepared them, because not every court is the same. Maybe this is here and another court is here. There are something. Yeah. Each manufacturer is a little bit different on that. So we educate, or this guy educate some team here in US. So we provide right now, we have our US team.
They're all trained.
Builders. Yeah.
Right.
So Peter, let me ask you one very important thing. How would you rank Portico in the top 3, top 5? You've been playing paddle for so long. How would you rank Portico in the ranking of paddle core manufacturers?
Of course, I work with them, so I can say the first. But I really believe that is a really big difference between 2 or 3 big ones and the rest.
Yes.
And Portico definitely
it's right on the top.
Inside the top 3. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, for sure. That's good to know, because people always ask us, and we get messages all the time, which one do you recommend? And we always said, Padel Galleys, or we go Mejor Set and all that. But after I find out about Portico and the quality of products that you guys do, you're up there in the top 3, top 5.
Top 3, top 5. We do say top 5, but they are is one of the biggest manufacturer by far.
And you're gonna be the face and the brand of Portico here in America.
Yeah, I help them, and I'm part of the company here in America. So I'm a big part of the distribution of the courts here.
Nice. Excellent.
Nice. Now let's talk about turf. What turf do you guys use, or do you have options there?
Well, there are different options. We are not. We work with another companies. We are not. Our fabric is not making the turf.
Okay.
For me, there are 2 different ones that is by far the best ones. One is Mondo, and
Mondo is the one that World Padel.
Yeah, Mondo for me is the 80% of the courts that we sell is with Mondo. There is another that is turf grass, and
what do you call that? Turf grass.
Turf grass.
Okay.
I think it's turf grass like this.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but what I can say is that the 90-95% of the courts that we sell it with Mondo. So it's it doesn't make sense to sell something with big quality as a structure and something poor with it doesn't make sense.
Right.
We only sell quality.
Gotcha.
I would like to say also first that one of the things that I love in Portico is that they also build canopies.
Good. Wow. Very, very interesting.
And
So let's talk about canopies.
And
That's a big thing here in the United States.
In New England, especially, or areas where it snows, it rains. Now, let me ask you a question. What is it made out of, and what is the cost to say one canopy to one court? Just say.
It depends on the real the final part, okay, that you develop with the fabric, because each canopy is not going to be always the same.
Okay.
Before they make the canopy, is going to talk with the client.
Yeah.
And they are going to start developing each other that kind of canopies. So depending if you live in Canada,
right,
and you need something really, really, really special because it's snowing and blah, 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 it's going to be one thing. And if you live in Nevada, or I mean in Florida, it's another. So the thing is that they are really, really, really big in courts and in canopies.
So I know everybody's going to want to know how much a canopy is going to be, especially if somebody living in New England where it rains or snows, or somebody here in Florida wants to avoid the sun or even the rain. So can you give us an idea of what the cost would be per one quart for canopy?
Yeah, more or less the standard canopy that we have by quart is going to be between 45 and 50,000 euros.
Okay, so now what is that made out of? What material is that canopy made out of? Is that aluminum? Is the top like a vinyl, or is it metal, or what is the material made out of?
They have a big part of metal. Okay. They have something with carbon, and usually they have something special at the roof that is going to make that the sand, okay.
It's transparent.
A little bit.
Translucent.
Exactly. Exactly. Because if not, sometimes I've played in a lot of canopies when it's all metal. Suddenly the sun goes out and it's like you can't see anything.
Right.
With this, you have that chance.
So the light's still coming in.
It's much better lighting with the lights. Much better.
Excellent. Yeah. So it's about $50,000. So if your cord is between 20 and 30,000, so you're close to maybe 80, 100 grand, 100 grand, give and take.
Court.
With the cement slab and all that. That's very good to know. So I mean, people will like to know that information.
So another question is, do you guys stock those canopies in your warehouse here in the US as well?
Actually, right now we have the courts, and yes, we have a space to start providing canopies here.
Wow,
of course.
That's amazing. Now, another question is, some companies may have, or clubs may have more than one court. So is the canopies, let's say there's 3 courts. Does the canopy cover 3 courts, or is it per individual? How does that work?
For sure. And I have videos and I can send you. Awesome. So you can see the difference when you have only one, or when you have, for example, 6 in a row, or you have, that kind. But usually they are like boom, boom,
Right.
So you can make that big lap.
Let's rate. I mean, for what you're telling us about Portico and what I read about Portico, would you say that Portico is sort of like the Gucci of paddle courts?
Yeah, definitely is going to be one of the best brands in paddle courts. I mean, it's kind of that luxury is quality. I mean, it's big quality,
luxury, and all that. Because the photos that I saw and all that, they were truly amazing, beautiful courts. I mean, at the end of the day, it brings up the style, and you can see it. You can see the real big difference.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what I think is that we have a really good price, being a really, really big with big materials, and so it's that luxury. It's not going to be only a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more for me, Mercedes.
Gotcha.
Because some of the paddle courts here manufactured is more like a Hyundai or a 1989 Toyota.
Your Fiat.
Or a Fiat. So this we'll call it a Mercedes. The Mercedes-Benz of paddle courts. I love it.
So I guess the other question would be, how much is a paddle court? If I were to order one paddle court, how much would it be?
Okay, that's the thing that why I believe that we are really, really competitive in the market. It's a really good material, really good stuff, and the court is more or less with all the. We are going to talk about US, no?
Mm-hmm. And Mondo turf.
With
and
Mondo turf, with
Top of the line quality products.
more or less done 30,000. 30. 30.
Oh my God, I thought you said 13. I was
Yeah.
like,
No, 30.
Give me 10.
3-0 already built and all that. So here's
Everything
the
done.
Build everything. Wow.
Build everything and
Done. You just have to put the footing, get the permits, and you're ready. Boom, you guys come.
Exactly. So if we are prepared to install, then we install, we finish the installation, and you're ready to play. Is 30,000.
Wow. And then you add, let's say, the canopy, maybe another 40, 50,000, 80,000. That's not bad.
More or less.
So I have a question for Portico. Was Portico a canopy company which acquired, let's say, a company that makes courts, or was it a company who made courts who acquired a canopy company? Or how did they both,
They started being an engineering company to make sports facilities.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So in general, in general.
But 15 years ago, more than 15 years ago, they started with paddle, but they started selling and being better in paddle. So they started focusing in that way. So right now, the last 10 years, they focus and they only make paddle and canopies for paddle.
So do you guys do pop-up courts or mobile courts? And what is the cost of that? Is it more than the regular courts or less?
For sure we have it. That mobile courts, I think it's kind of a little bit more expensive, like 8,000 to 10,000 more per court. But also you can save costs with the floor.
And all that.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
But actually we have one model that is called Air Force 360 that is proof against winds of more than 360 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
So, so it's one of the most
strongest,
durable
in the market.
Pop-ups, right.
Wow.
And
and that's a pop-up.
No, that is a court for clubs.
Okay, so you have so that's not a pop-up. So that's a hurricane.
Exactly. It's a hurricane. Exactly. It's a hurricane approved paddle court.
That's a strong word there.
Approved. There you go.
Yeah, it's approved. It's approved.
Everyone, make sure because we get so many calls here in Florida.
Yeah.
The codes and the city permits, they have to be hurricane approved. So you guys sell a product called Air Force 360.
Exactly.
Fantastic. That's good to know. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications.
And remember, it's free $99. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe button.
Thanks for tuning in to Padel Smash Academy. We hope you'll find our videos informative, helpful in improving your game and learning all things paddle.
So until next time, keep improving your game. And remember, learn, play, and share.